Who we are is the experience of love. That's what we're created to be. But it's not a thing, and it's not even really an emotion. It's a presence. And being a presence, being an experience, there's no words to describe it. So like a chocolate chip cookie, you can very accurately describe a chocolate chip cookie as a thing. But are there any words that can accurately describe the experience of eating one? No way, you can't. So it's the same with the experience of love. You know it when it's there, but no matter what words you use to describe it, it'll be totally insufficient because it's beyond words. And it is the very, very essence of who we are. Just look at little kids. Little kids are pure love. We're born pure love, but we get hurt, we learn the ways of our culture, we start closing down, and we start creating a life of pain and suffering. Who we are is like this ball of light. And then as this light of love radiates out into our lives, life works. But what happens is we get hurt, and then we start putting the blocks on it. We start getting the fears, the upsets, all the junk. And then what happens is that the light can't radiate out, and then what we radiate out instead is the shadow. And in that shadow, life doesn't work. But as we can remove the blocks, always what's underneath it is the love. You let go of a resentment. What comes up? Love. You're hanging on to something. You let it go. What comes up? Love. As we bring forth that love into us, into life, life works. Look at the experience of love. When it's present, you're happy, you're alive, you feel good about yourself, you feel good about life. There's a wonderful freedom. You know, our walls of protection are down. And when that experience of love is present, don't we radiate a very, very positive energy? We do. We radiate this very, very positive energy, and what comes right back? Positive stuff. Great things happen when the experience of love is present. Now, and clearly, isn't that the happiness that we seek? Okay, now a question. Where is it located? Outside of us or inside of us? It's inside of us. It's something that we're experiencing. Now, the opposite of the experience of love is the state of fear, upset, and resistance. When you're in that state of fear, upset, and resistance, we close down inside. We become negative. Life's not much fun. We become negative in our thinking. We become negative in our speaking. We become negative in our actions. Can you all relate to this? And then we radiate that negativity into the world around us, and what comes right back? Negative stuff. And when we're in that state of fear, upset, and resistance, where is the state of fear, upset, and resistance located? Outside or inside? It's inside. Now, what we've been taught is that what happens on the inside is the direct result of what happens on the outside. But that's an illusion that keeps us stuck forever. See, what's on the inside is not the result of what's outside. It's the result of how we relate to what's outside. What's on the inside is not the result of what's on the outside. It's the other way around. It's what happens on the outside is the result of what happens on the inside. See, our lives are totally, totally different. The things that show up in my life are going to be totally different than what shows up in Mary's life, which are going to be totally different than what shows up in Jim's life. What shows up in each person's life is totally, totally different. But what shows up in each person's life keeps showing up. The same things that show up in Mary's life show up over and over and over again. The reason that the same things keep showing up over and over and over again is because we create them. Life doesn't just happen. What shows up in our life is a direct result of how we relate to life. The more you can flow with life, the more you can appreciate life, you're going to create a life full of miracles. The more we go through life fighting and resisting and demanding and expecting that my life shall be done on earth as it is in heaven, then what we do is we can expect suffering. Now, what we've been taught is that happiness and upsets come from outside of us. And that's the illusion But it's physically impossible for that to happen. We'll see this tonight. But that's what we've been taught, and that's what we believe. Well, as long as we think that happiness and upsets come from outside of us, then we're stuck, because then we have to force people and force life to be a certain way, thinking that'll make us happy. So that's what we do in life. We go through life trying to force people in life to be a certain way in an attempt to make us happy. But what it does is it produces the exact opposite result. It creates more upset, and it sabotages our lives.